This is Travel Thursday. It's a special segment here on the Money Show where we get you to dream a little bit. We get you to think about the places that you would like to visit. And on that note, let me introduce my guest today. We've got Ivana Perkovic joining in. She is a travel vlogger, among other things. Ivana, thank you so much for taking the time. You're going to help us dream a little bit. What's the place that you've selected for us today? And what are the reasons why you've selected this place? And more importantly, what do people need to know if they're considering going to the place that you've selected?
I have a very special place for you today. It is actually a secret destination, which is a small village in India that not many people have heard about, let alone visited. The place that I'm talking about is Nako. Nako is a small, tiny village close to the Indo-China border in the Indian state of Himachal Pradesh and tucked away in the Himalayas. Now, if you want to go there, you have to be a little bit adventurous because it is only reachable by road. And to get there, you will have to cross the world's most treacherous road. But why is it worth it? Well, there is a beautiful sacred lake, which especially during this time of the year, when it becomes fall and the leaves turn beautiful yellow and orange and red, the lake, when it's still, it completely reflects the scenery. So the beautiful mountains of the Himalayas, all of the colors of the beautiful trees, and of course the sky. I have to say, it really feels like you're stepping into a painting when you see that lake with your own eyes. Also, I think it's super important to mention that because it's so remote, there is absolutely zero phone reception. So if you want to get away from your boss and have like a legit excuse why you are not available, then Nako is your place. There's not even ATM, there's not even a landline. If you want to make a phone call, you will have to head down to the nearest village where there is a landline. So it is an absolutely hidden gem in India to travel to.
In terms of the funds, and I must take that into account when I'm planning my next vacation, but in terms of the funds that you need, is it costly to get there? And what are the accommodations like?
So costly in a sense that obviously if you're going by your own car, you will have to pay gas, and the roads in Himachal Pradesh are, like I mentioned, adventurous. So either you will have to rent a four-wheel drive car, or if you have that yourself, you have to take into account that the distances that you would usually cover with a full tank of gas might probably double. So you will have to calculate that into your expenses. Then in terms of the stays, it is actually very simple because the village is so remote. The accommodations are also quite simple, but that also means that it is very budget friendly. So there are hotels there are homestays there. I would definitely recommend you to stay in a homestay because that way you also get to interact with the locals a lot more than when you're staying in a hotel. But the homestays really, they're not expensive at all. So I think the biggest expenses would be just the gas costs, but not necessarily the accommodation costs or even the food. The food is, just normal double prices that you would encounter along the road.
I want to ask about the food, and this is my last question. It has to be a little bit quick, Ivana.
Sure.
Is it vegetarian friendly, and what's the food like?
Yes, definitely, because Nako is actually a Buddhist place. So the momos and the tukpa are something that you absolutely have to indulge on. They are so delicious and absolutely vegetarian friendly.
Done. Ivana, pleasure speaking with you. Like I said at the start of this conversation, you've helped us dream a little bit, and certainly something to bear in mind when we're planning our next vacation. All right, on that note, we're completely out of time on this edition of The Money Show. It's been a pleasure bringing it to you. Do stay tuned, lots more coming up over the course of this evening, and this is ET Now.